Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beetle Dustino, coming at you again today with yet another video and yet another Paul McCartney Archive Collection update of mine. So I've been missing 5 Paul McCartney Archive collections. Last Saturday I showed you I finally got the Venus and Mars. And I told you I had one more maybe that was coming, and I'm going to reveal that today. You probably already saw it in the thumbnail, and several of you probably already guessed it. But yeah, the 4 that I'm missing now at this point, up until I show you this, would be Band on the Run, McCartney, uh, Wings Over America. I'm trying to go in release order of the archives, and then Wings at the Speed of Sound. So, anyways, I've got my new one here. I'm going to show what I got and tell you a little about what I think about it. And I am very excited about this one. This one is so cool. That probably gives it away there too. But before we do get started with that, I do want to once again thank all my subscribers and thanks to any new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like. It really does help out the channel. And do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. But let's get on with my Paul McCartney Archive Collection update. So yeah, well, if you guessed, oh, there it is, Wings Over America. You were correct. And yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was watching on eBay. I was watching this one because I was like, oh, that's not a bad price. And I had just enough that I'm like, yeah, I can maybe stretch just a little bit more to get one more of these, especially if I get it at a decent price. And you know how if you watch an item on eBay, sometimes the seller will send you a little offer. Well, I did get a little offer from him, and it basically knocked off the shipping price. He knocked it down about $15. So that would have covered the shipping. I think the shipping was about 14 something. So I basically got this for what he was asking for just the box. And it brought it down into that 150 range. So with the tax and everything on there, it was, yeah, about, yeah, it was a little over 150, about getting close to that 160 mark there. But yeah, I'm really excited I got this. It is amazing. It is heavy. Oh boy, I better show you the spine in the back here soon because I am going to be sweating bullets here. And I have got 15129 out of who knows how many, but it is such a cool looking box. And yeah, I could see in the listing there were some dings on the box. I think they kind of add to the charm of the box though, because it's supposed to kind of look like that that tour, you know, that you got all your equipment in and all that. I'm going to show you the spine here. I do not know if I got these in there in the right order. It's kind of how it was shipped to me, and I'm just going to go with that. And I got a little stool here that I'm using to use as a table on this, so we'll kind of be putting it down there because this sucker is heavy. I've really dragged my feet on this one because I've kind of got everything. I got that Best Buy exclusive Wings Over America archive collection, the 2 CD with the bonus CD. So it's got the Cow Palace, Live at the Cow Palace with that. So that gets me all the audio. I'm just missing the video and the books so far. And I've been kind of dragging my feet on this, but I know this is kind of heralded as the ultimate of the archive collections. And I can see why now that I've got it in my possession. You know, I try to be a pretty straight shooter with everything and don't try to steer anybody too wrong. This box set is absolutely impressive. I can see why it won the Grammy for the best archival or historical album release. This is a award-winning box. I mean, it really is. It is impressive. It's a lot of books, but it's really cool on the presentation. A buddy of mine was over when this got delivered the other day, and him and I kind of unboxed it. He was joking that he should have filmed it, so we got me unboxing it for the channel. But yeah, we were kind of looking through it, and he used to work in New York as a performer and stuff, and traveled around the country doing different shows. So he nowhere near what, you know, Wings did in 1967 or 76. I mean, I'm dyslexic. I'm seeing the 7 and the 6 there, and I'm reading it the way that I see it in 76. And, you know, nowhere near that, but he knows, you know, what, you know, the tour itineraries and all that stuff. He gets that. He's been in that world. He knows it. And yeah, we were looking through this, and he goes, "Oh my gosh, this is just cool. This is so cool, Dustin." He's like, "It's exactly like what I've seen." And yeah, he was just blown away with it, and the weight of it, and the you think some of those other ones, like the say the Flaming Pie, that's a pretty big one. This is it pales in comparison to this. The other one that's real heavy is like the Red Rose Speedway. That it's nothing compared to this. Flowers in the Dirt's another pretty big one, and that's nothing compared to this. But yeah, this one does have where it slides out the side here. And like I've been saying on these, I'm doing kind of a collection update, so you'll get a real what's in the box where we'll really do a deep dive into it. But there is the box right now. I'm going to set this down here, and let's kind of look at the books. I think this is kind of the main book, and we'll start with this one and kind of go from there. But this is the book that kind of talks about everything, and it's so cool with this foil. Look to it, this kind of silver foil with the black. Just looks fantastic. This is kind of the gatefold image that you get in the album, but done up in that cool effect. And I'm not going to show you much here. I think this is cool how it's got this little, I suppose, so you can kind of put your bookmark there. I'm just going to flip through a couple of pages here, let you see, but it is in depth and impressive. And this isn't even the most impressive book. It's very nice. I usually kind of dock if it's not hardcover on these, but that it's not hardcover, but it's so impressive that I can't really fault it too much. And there are hardcover ones in here, so I suppose that's kind of a. This one I'm not going to go too in depth. This is the cool book. This is the one that you really want to spend some time with. This is the one that my buddy was so impressed with. It's kind of got this. It's not leather, but it feels leather on this, and it's just a cool thing. And he opened it up, and oh, that little protector thing fell out. But you can unscrew this, and you can pull each page out if you want. It's got these photos stuck in here. There's one thing with the archive is always Linda's photos are a big highlight of it. So you got these nice photos, nice gloss, nice photo stock there. Beautiful photos. There's those. This book I'm not going to show you much on because it is very delicate, especially as the years have went by here. I was just watching Press to Play, if you see that on YouTube. Not Press to Play like the Paul McCartney album, but Press to Play, the YouTube channel. Gentleman on there likes to show his collection. And he was recently, within the last month, he just showed this. And I was watching it just to kind of get an idea as this was shipping to me, what I was in store for. And he showed on his, and mine unfortunately is doing this too. So I want to give a very big caution to anybody. If you own this already, be careful if you haven't looked at it for a little while. If you're planning to get one, more than likely it's going to be like this. It's just how it is. It's not anything that the guy that owned this before me abused it or anything like that. It's just how it is. It's just aging. They didn't use the greatest material maybe for this, but there's these little pockets here kind of taped in or glued in, and the glue is kind of given through, and you can see it's kind of yellowing behind it, that orangish yellowish there. And you can see it's even bleeding through the page there. And those are coming loose. So I am not going to pull any of these out right now on this. But you do got like stuff like that. Nice gloss photo there. I'm going to go very careful here. There's these pages here. These I think are super cool, showing the stadiums before the show there with the setup on the stage and that. There's a few pages like that. Here's this page with the tickets. These are the ones. This one unfortunately was falling apart when I was trying to look at the tickets yesterday. I really looked through this good yesterday before doing the video here. Here's some of the really cool stuff my buddy thought was just cool. He's like, look at this. This is all, it's like a true itinerary. I'm trying to find the one page he was really showing me. I think it was right before this here. Yes, here. With the costume design. He thought this was really cool. He's like, this is totally like what they do on Broadway or any big show like this. And he said this here with this feather, this wouldn't be just a facsimile or, a photo of it, a photocopy of it. It would be an actual feather sitting there. So you can see the texture on it. Like the outfit here, I'm sure it's Linda's outfit there. must have had some feathers up there. So that would show the texture. If you were looking at this for real, that would have been the feather tape there. And he thought that was really cool that they showed that. And then it's got, you know, all the information of all the local police, the tour promoter, the arena and everything, all the phone numbers and stuff. And then we got at the very back here, as I said, I'm not going to show a lot on this because it's really fragile. It's really falling apart. But these cool little plastic pages, and you got your disc here, disc 1, disc 2, disc 3, which is the Cow Palace, and then disc 4, which is the what am I saying here? The DVD. And then we got the back here has got yet another book, and I think this is a reproduction of the tour program. You also got the coming soon and previously out on that, and then the download card there, which I'm sure isn't good anymore, but I'm not going to show you the code. But yeah, here's this book. So what's cool about this, you got books hiding within books and all that. I'll just kind of flip through a few pages of this too. I think this would have been the tour program you would have got if you went to the Wings of America tour there and purchased the tour program. I don't know if it was this size or not. I would guess actually, oh no, that would be right. I'm thinking it's the archive coming up, but that's what was out, I suppose, with the Wings albums so far. Yeah, and the McCartney albums so far. So up next, we got the Look book. Linda McCartney, and this is all her photos. This is so cool. I actually saw in the main book there, there was a picture, I believe it was Denny Lane, was looking at the actual one of these. So this was a legit thing that she had. It was what she called her photo book, I guess, that she would keep the photo albums in. It was the Look with the photos. So this is pretty cool, kind of a reproduction of that. I don't think it's anywhere near as big or as impressive as hers was, but very kind of cool that that's in there, and it's just photos. So really kind of fun to look through. And then this one was really interesting. My buddy thought this was very cool too. This is Humphrey Ocean, artist that they invited along on the tour. And he's a sketch artist, and he just kind of sketched the tour. And this one's actually a hardback. so one hardback one in here. And, you know, it's really kind of cool, all the little sketches that he did, looking through on this. And once again, I'm not going to show you everything here, just kind of show you a few, kind of flip through quick. And then in the back of this, once again, you got a little hiding thing, and it's kind of his notes on everything. Really cool, you know, true typed out notes. It actually looks like something straight from the 70s. My parents used to have stuff like this when my mom used to do typewriter and stuff before laptops and such. Looks just like 70s and the 80s there. So, but that's kind of the last of it there. And let's get this all kind of boxed back up. So there we go. Oh my gosh, that's a hefty boy there. Absolutely impressive. I could see why this gets the love and the accolades and the admiration that it gets. It seems like everybody that's got the archive collections really enjoys this one. I think this was also the first one that got the signature on the spine. I know for some reason people make such a big deal about that. The signature was always on the front on the earlier ones down here. But this is the first one that got it on the spine there. And I suppose it does look a little nicer on the shelf there. You got the little facsimile Paul McCartney signature there. But yeah, I am overly impressed with this. This box has really blown me away. In terms of the music and video content, it does have a decent video on it, doesn't it? It's this was I got all my stats here. I guess I'm going kind of backwards here, but the original album came out on December 10th of 1976. This box came out, the archive collection stuff, and the other smaller sets came out on May 27th of 2013. It was the fifth in the series of the archive collection, and it was the third year of it, so, or the fourth year, the fourth wave, yeah, because we had McCartney, or I'm sorry, Band on the Run the first year, McCartney and McCartney 2 the next year, Ram the next, and this, so the fourth year, yeah, with this one would have been 2013, and yeah, the fifth in the series there. And yeah, the Live at the Cow Palace is the bonus audio on there, which is Wings Over San Francisco, I think is another terminology for it. And then I believe I heard that's the whole show there. And then the DVD is Wings Over the World, which is an hour and 15 minutes long. So it's a decent decent film on this one. I'm not going to give that any down. And then there's a photographer's pass, and that runs about almost 8 minutes, a little over 7.5 minutes. So almost 8 minutes. And so the DVD on this one is actually pretty impressive. Some of the archive stuff is maybe about 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes worth of film. This has actually got almost an hour and a half's worth of film. So decent film on this, and that I'm excited about too. I just wish there was a little more audio content. I mean, if they had the whole show from the Cow Palace, they had whatever all to build up the album there. It would have been cool if they would have been able, but I suppose it's all pretty similar too. So I don't know if there was maybe a special song they played at one place where they didn't at the other. I would guess so that they stayed pretty true to the set on each of them though. So I guess, I don't know. Yeah, it would just kind of sound the same and the same and the same. So very happy to have this. And now I'm only missing 3 in my archive collection of the 13. Well, really kind of 4 if you count the Wings Over Europe, but I don't really count that. Hopefully one day that will get released on its own, and I'll happily have that. Once that comes out like that, I can't afford the big barn box. So but yeah, I'm really excited to have this. As you can tell in this video, I've just been gushing the whole time. Every time I look at this and just feel it and play with it and look through it, I am just overly impressed. It's a very, very impressive box set, and I'm very happy to add it to my collection. And I'm very happy at the price I got it for. I think it was about, when it first came out in 2013, I think in the US here they were about $135. Do the conversion for your country there, and I suppose you'd have to convert it for $2013 versus $2024 or 2025 if you're watching this the next year, or so forth and so on. I think that was well worth it, and I'm really not that much over on that. Inflation wise, I'm probably about what they originally cost, so maybe a little over. So and like I said, I know it's got a ding or two here and there. It still isn't bad. There, and that probably came in shipping. That probably wasn't even the owner that had it before me, but how the corner here is wearing a little. It looks so like the crates that you'd ship all your equipment in. Just like once they got banged around on the trucks and the, banging them through all the stadiums and that, yeah, the stuff would start looking like that. So I think it suits it very well. Do I want it to get worse than that? No, but I think it fits, and I'm really, really excited to have this. Now those last 3 are going to be a struggle though, because Band on the Run, I have got everything that's on there, because that one they had the 2-disc with the DVD. I think that was the only way you get the 2-disc. So a 3-disc. So you got the DVD with it. So I've already got the DVD. Plus the only other bonus audio that's in the big box was the audio documentary that came out on the 25th anniversary little 2-disc set. And I've got that. So I've already got that bonus audio too. So there's nothing audio or video wise that I need. It would only be the book, and the book is just a book. It's not all the little extra little reproduction stuff and that like this. So that one's going to be tough, but I keep seeing that one pop up at pretty decent prices, like about $120. It seems like every time I go shopping for it, I'll usually find one for about that. So that's probably going to be the next one I get, because I think that is going to be the cheapest one I can find. McCartney is, that one can go any which way. I know right at the moment there's one sitting on Discogs that is not a bad price, and I'm thinking that also could be probably my next one, because it's a little under 200 with shipping, and I don't think it's that bad, and I think it's still sealed too. The seller does say there's a little ding kind of in the corners. I think all of these are going to kind of be like that at this point though. Even when they were new, I bet you it was hard to keep a big box like this kind of safe like that, shipping it all around the country, the world, as a matter of fact. So that one's a possibility too. The one that I think is going to take me the longest to get is going to be Wings at the Speed of Sound, because that one is hard to find at a decent price, and it's hard to find. You can find them, but I think a lot of them are they're all shipping out of China, and I don't trust that that's a real genuine product there. Sorry to say. I'm going to try to find it from a US seller just to save on the shipping, and I'm only going to be looking at photos that the seller's putting on, not stock photos. If it's got anything but seller's photos, I don't even want to look at it. So that's kind of the other tricky part on that. And that Wings of the Speed of Sound seems to be rare for anybody to be selling it. So, and if it is being sold in the U.S. here, it's usually about $300-400. And for what you get out of it, I don't know if that's quite worth it. So I'm kind of dragging my feet on that one. So I think eventually Band on the Run and McCartney are going to be in the collection, but Wings of the Speed of Sound is going to be definitely my last one that I'm going to get. And it might be a while before I find a good price on that one. So let me know, though, if you do see one out there that I'm not aware of. I'm only really checking eBay and Discogs, every now and then Amazon, but that's hard to kind of search. And you don't get to see any photos of what the sellers actually got. So that one's a real big gamble. So yeah, let me know, though, if you do see that Wings of the Speed of Sound or McCartney or Band on the Run. If you spot them somewhere at a good deal, let me know, because I'm kind of looking to get those added in. I'm now so close that it seems kind of pointless to not get the last few. Who knows if we're going to have any more added on. I kind of, at this point, I've been given high hopes, trying to be as positive and optimistic on it as I can be, but at this point it's been coming up on over 4 years. And yeah, at the end of the month here, it'll be over 4 years. So yeah, that's yeah, it's not looking very promising. I think the longest gap between them before was maybe 2.5, 3 years. So I think it might be dead in the water. And it's really kind of sad because London Town and Back to the Egg, I think everybody really wanted. I think that feels like the biggest hole in the holes that are there. I think, personally, I think there was 13 of them. I feel like they were shooting for 20 of them because it makes sense if you look at the lineup that I've got kind of figured out. Obviously, ending off the Wings era stuff with London Town and Back to the Egg. And then you had your 80s era there. There's only two really missing from there, which would be Give My Regards to Broad Street and Press to Play. This Give My Regards to Broad Street, I think, would be a tough sell, but I think there's enough there that for the collectors, for the Paul McCartney fans, we would want it, like putting the film in there, stuff like that. I think, if they kind of went to not quite of an elaborate box as like this is, or like the Flaming Pie was, kind of go back to the Tug of War, Pipes of Peace kind of box, with, Give My Regards to Broad Street, something kind of similar to those. That might be a little easier sell. Keep it about $120 to $150 for the big box. I don't know if that's possible, though. And that one I think would be the toughest sell on those. Press to Play might be a little too, that gets up and down. You either really love it or you really hate it on Press to Play. And then the other one is Off the Ground, and I don't know. And then so that brings us to 18 albums, though, if they were to go that far so far. And the other two, because I really feel like 20 is the right number on this, would be, and I really got a good theory on it, when they did the colored vinyl reissues, which is another thing I'm sadly missing and wish they'd bring back, and those have been out longer than the archive has been. That's been, 2019 was the last time we saw one of those. And that last one was that live album kind of ones that had Wings Over America. So that had its colored vinyl version. And then Paul is Live, Choba BCCP, the Russian album, and the Amoeba Gig, which was the first time Amoeba Gig was really available. That actual album was available. Yeah, I feel like that would have made more sense if they went Tripping the Live Fantastic and the Unplugged, the official bootleg with that series, with that particular release over maybe Paul is Live. And I always felt like there was a reasoning why those two albums got left out. And there was a reason why Choba BCCP and Paul is Live got left in, because those didn't have hope of being an archive, where those other two live albums, Trippin' the Live Fantastic and the Unplugged, the official bootleg, did have a chance of being an archive. And I could see that as being that, rounding out to that perfect 20 with those two. I'm really kind of sad because boxes like this are very impressive, very cool. I'm very happy to have this in my collection. And those particular albums I just named, I'd love to have all 7 of those added in with this. Especially, like I said, maybe we don't got to go as elaborate on all of them. I think Tripping the Live Fantastic, kind of a level like this, I think would be great. Kind of recreate what they did here. But, not all of them need to be quite to this level like Flaming Pie was. Like, yeah, I don't know. I guess Flaming Pie was the only one that was really totally elaborate. So I don't know. I feel like if they just kind of slimmed down some of the bonus stuff, made it enough that it was like, okay, yeah, that's cool, but not enough that it was like, okay, this is kind of, why do I need a little book of sheep or whatever? Even though I think the little book of sheep is kind of cool, but as in a silly way. But anyways, I feel like I'm really rambling, and I really do want to get wrapping this up because I feel like I've almost made this part longer than showing all of this. So, but yeah, I'd really like to see more archive. I'm going to try to complete what's out there in my collection now that I just got those 3 down there. But I really wish those other 7 albums would come out in the archive collection. I think they're all worthy of it. I think the archive collection would be that much better for it, to be rounded out to that nice even 20 albums. And I think some of those would be really impressive in certain boxes like this. So, and the fact that we're not getting the wing stuff completed. All right, I am rambling. I got to get wrapping this up. Before I do, though, I want to once again thank all my subscribers, and thanks to any new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. And please do give the video a like. It really does help out the channel. And like I say, if you've stuck around to this point, you must like it, especially after all that rambling. But yeah, do give it a like and do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. Let me know your thoughts on the Wings Over America box set. Do you have it? Do you think it's impressive? Do you want to get it? I would highly suggest it. I mean, even if this was the only archive collection box that you got, I'd highly suggest it. It is impressive. I am so happy I got it. And let me know your thoughts on, do you think the archive collection is dead? Do you think it's got some hope? Maybe those remaining 7 albums, maybe it'll get a new branding, kind of a new format. I don't know. It would be nice to see them completed in some form. I'd also really like to see the colored vinyl reissues happen again. I feel like they're set up for a wave of 4 again already, because it seemed to follow the archive collection, and there's 4 archive collections that haven't been in that colored vinyl reissue, which would be Flowers in the Dirt, Red Rose Speedway, Wildlife, and Flaming Pie. And I think those would make great colored vinyl reissue options there. And then just kind of some of the other albums that are kind of hard to find now, like the 2000s era stuff, and that be really cool to see. But anyways, before I get rambling some more, I want to get fully signing out. I am Beetle Dustino, signing out.